Hey everyone, welcome to the Industry Show. I'm your host, Nitin Bajaj, and joining me today is Daniel Kim. Daniel, welcome on the show.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Great to have you here.
Thank you. We've been trying to do this for a long time, and I'm glad we've been able to do that. Yes.
Here we are. So let's start with who is Daniel?
Wow, that's an existential question.
Yes.
I don't know. Daniel, a boy who was born in Korea and was raised here, and grew up and got the benefit of an amazing life. And had some ups and downs, faced some challenges, and was able to emerge with, I think, some great life lessons. So, professionally, I'm a former investment banker, and that was a lot of fun. But Wall Street is very different now, and I get to do some amazing things with young people here. So,
Yeah, and we'll talk about the life lessons, so hold on to that for a bit.
sure.
But let's talk about your work with the foundation. Tell us what the Dragon Kim Foundation is, how it got started, and what is the impact that you and the team have been able to create today?
Sure. So the foundation is called the Dragon Kim Foundation. It was named after my son. And unfortunately, 9 years ago, we lost Dragon in a camping accident. And through that tragedy, just trying to figure out how to pick up the pieces and move on, we wanted to carry on Dragon's legacy, his mom, Grace, and I. And so there were some projects that Dragon wanted to do. He wanted to do a music program for the kids in and around Santa Ana. And that is what we helped fund in the beginning. But then with all the incredible things that were happening with these young kids, we realized we wanted to help other high school students take their ideas for community service and help them create something to that dream and make it come to life. So that's what the foundation has become, and we are able to work with some amazing kids. We've graduated 8 cohorts, and I calculated that out of the 8 cohorts, we have graduated 504 high school students so far. Collectively, the groups, the projects have impacted more than 50,000 people.
Amazing.
Directly impacted 50,000 people. They've logged thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of volunteer time, and we have invested during that time about $1.5 million into these projects. We're not just investing into the projects, and which goes into the community, but we're investing in the leaders as well. So part of that is from my days in private equity. You're betting on the jockey more than you're betting on the horse.
Yes.
So, and I don't mean to put in those kind of crass terms, but when you have amazing young leaders, they can do some amazing projects. So,
And I've been fortunate to witness both these amazing leaders and also some of their projects and the joy they're able to bring to the community to these projects. And you should talk more about this, is these are not just any kind of projects. These are projects that are helping people in the community, that are helping people that don't have access, don't have many different things that they could not otherwise have.
sure.
If these youth were not there to help and support them.
Yeah. Community service was always something that was very important in my family. It's one of the values that we wanted to teach Dragon and his sister Hannah. And so trying to do that as parents, we try to encourage that. And what Dragon came up with is wanting to help kids in a music program. There's lots of kids who wouldn't get the kind of music enrichment that he was able to get, or that we were, as parents, were able to provide. But the way we felt and the way he felt was that no matter what, all kids deserve that. And what we realized was high school students have a passion for something. It doesn't have to be music. It can be art, STEM, some political awareness. Lots could be computer coding, lots of different things. But it takes to what they are passionate about, and to create a project that contributes to their community. What we do at the foundation, and what we'd like to try to do, is we're not just giving them money or the training. We want to, in totality, create more entrepreneurial leaders, right? Young leaders who can adapt, be decisive, have a plan, but be adaptive enough to I guess, take each step and lesson and adjust, be resilient, and build that repertoire of experiences of winning, of those little wins, and that big win becomes executing their project. And then they get to go take that into the rest of their life. And we get to be the witness to that. There's so many projects, more than 300 projects that we've funded over these last few years. And we want to continue to do more because, what we tell everybody is, don't worry about changing the world by yourself. Change your corner of the world. And if we're all doing this together at the same time, we really will change the world. And so in our little way, I think these young, amazing leaders are going to shape, change, and lead our amazing country.
And I think I'll say this and resonate with a lot of the people in the room that saw this last batch graduate, that our world is in good hands.
Yeah.
Thanks in many ways to you.
Well, no, it's the young leader. We get to help coach them, cheer them on, and maybe teach them a few things and lay the foundation or the platform for them to launch off. But they're the ones that are doing it. And you're right, absolutely. No matter what craziness is happening in the world, when you watch these kids, and I call them affectionately kids, when you watch these amazing leaders make an impact in the world, it is truly gives you a little peace that our world is in good hands in the future, because they are our future.
And I've seen that love come out when you coach, mentor them, and give them the tough love that they need. So I'm sure the parents love you for doing that and taking on a lot of that responsibility in shaping these leaders. But at the same time, they're also youth. And there must be that love-hate relationship where they hate you when you say those things and those difficult tasks for them. But they know, they signed up for this. It's good for them.
I don't think that they hate me, but there are situations where we ask them to be more comfortable with being in the discomfort, because after all, that's when we really grow.
Yes.
And I think they all understand that it's out of love and out of true admiration for them that we can do this. But I will never take the responsibility for the parents. The parents do so much to lay the foundations of all of their goodness. I get to just push into that next little less, and so
Which is so important.
yeah.
So
thank you.
Let's talk about, in doing all of this, right? You're bringing in so many different aspects, a lot of emotion, a lot of passion, and channeling that in the right direction. But then also there are challenges, restrictions, maybe in some cases permissions. If you had to call out one, what's the one big challenge you face?
Well, the easy surface level is money. Unfortunately, all of this takes money, and we've got to raise it. But really, I think the deeper issue is sustainability. And Sustainability is a question I always ask our young leaders when they want to make an impact in the world, right? But sustainability for us is we do some pretty amazing things, I think, right?
I agree.
But we're also balancing that with growth, right? How do you manage that growth in a way that the organization can sustain itself and maintain some pace of growth to make a bigger and bigger impact each year? The young leaders, as they get older, they will be making a bigger and bigger impact. Sustainability is a different equation for them. For us, we have essentially running a business, if you will,
Yes.
an organization that has all those economic considerations, the push and pull pressures. And so it really is, if you push me into one word, and there are many, it would be sustainability. How do we continue to grow, make an impact in a meaningful way, both in the leaders, but in the community as well, and keep this growing, right? So that's the real issue for us.
On the flip side of challenges come opportunities. What's the one that you're most excited about?
Oh, when we first started off, people had misconception about what we did. It's just, youth leadership program or youth entrepreneurship. And it's hard to explain what we do in just those words. And then when we started off, we funded 5 projects, right, with 11 young people. And that was an amazing year for us. But at the same time, when you're going to donors and foundations, people who don't understand are like are. So, but now we're at a stage where we have, this year we funded 60 projects with 132 high school students. We're at a scale that I think we're getting more attention. And people are taking notice. And so that is opening up a lot more doors for us to have dialogue and partnership with other community organizations, other groups. And so that's an exciting part. We're getting, we're getting a little bit of notoriety and notice. And so people want to, other organizations want to talk to us and want to work with us. But I think it's the quality of the work and the quality of the kids and the impact that they make that really kind of speak to that.
I think this, bringing this back to success in startups, this is yet another classic case of 10 years for that overnight success.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Overnight success takes 10 years. Yes, I agree.
Now, as we look forward to what's to come, I want to pause and reflect and talk about 2 moments. One where things did not work out as you had expected, and there was failure, there were lessons. And another where things exceeded your expectations and became a success beyond your imagination.
The obvious things in my life, I spent many, many years on Wall Street as an investment banker. And that was a very different life for me. Being here in California and focusing on the family, my children are my biggest success, but then, losing Reagan was probably my greatest failure as well. It's completely unexpected, and in the middle of the night, we lost him in this camping accident. There are many other personal mistakes I've made, but in life, that's the one that just stands out for me. Every day is a reminder. And so, I feel like a failure as a father, not being able to protect my child. My young man, he was right on the verge of becoming a man. And so those are all the moments that I missed out with my son. I was fortunate that I had this amazing daughter that I could have a lot of those other moments, which her. But yeah, that was the failure that changed the direction of my life. It completely, well, my pastor said it really well. He said, a tragedy like that, or something so traumatic, can give you the gift of perspective. And as much as I hate to think that there's any gift that comes out of it, that was it. All the things that I thought were so, important, it just didn't matter. It really focused me, as I think you can focus most people on what is really important. And that was, I think, the success that came out of it. The direction of my life, the direction of Grace's life. We built the foundation together. And now, Grace calls herself the mother of dragons. And I will whisper under my breath that I get to be the father of dragons too. Not just my son, but all these amazing young people. So, and to think that the success that came out of that, very unexpected. I had no idea we would be doing this. At first, it was just funding the music program that he so wanted to do. And then as he grew in the natural direction was working with all his incredible students. And I was really the unexpected success. And I had to do that every week. I had to do that every day. And they may look to me for coaching and for some guidance, but I really look to that for inspiration and motivation.
And I can see that love and passion come through. It's really beautiful.
Thank you.
So, changing subjects. If you do, because I don't believe you do, but I'm still going to ask you the question. What do you do to relax, take a break, and kick back and enjoy?
I think just like you, there are very few moments when you feel like you can. There's so much good work to be done. So I don't feel like I need to. But I do a lot of gardening. Obviously in the warmer months, I start my garden in the spring and work it through the summer, and I get to eat the few vegetables that actually do grow. So I love that, and I love being able to just spend time with my daughter, to see her grow up as a young woman, as a young person, and as an adult now. Our relationship is changing, and yeah, so I get to admire her. So yeah, that's what I do.
Beautiful.
Any chance I get.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, on to my favorite part of the show. Would love to ask you to share a few one-line life lessons.
I'm glad you said a few. So life lessons. Motivation is interesting, but the one thing that I learned was the need for the authenticity of the motivation, a sense of purpose. And I think early on in my life, I spent so much time chasing money and success, when I realized those are the results. Those are the symptoms without the fruits of having real passion, pursuing that authenticity of purpose. Life is all about connection. Connection and love. And the thing that I would also say, and this is the one that is it rings in my mind all the time, and I think this is also part of the Father gift of perspective. But this was also words that Dragon left for me, his mom, his sister, and how we share that with the world. Dragon was a poet, and we didn't know it at the time, but going through his computer, we found a bunch of poems. And one is called Good Life. And it's almost like he was saying goodbye. And I wish I had the time to read it, but there's a stanza in there, a phrase that has really become a model not only for my life but also for the foundation, and something we repeat for all the kids. And I think it's really the essence of what we do or what we're trying to teach. And that is, life is what you make it. So why not make it amazing? And that's the thing that brings in my mind all the time. And a lot of times, sometimes I gotta remind myself of that too, and it makes me smile and cry at the same time. So, life is what you make it. So make it amazing.
Beautiful. Daniel, thank you so much for making the time to share your journey and your story, but more importantly, for doing what you do, for having transformed this moment, this experience into something that is changing hundreds of lives and thousands directly that you're impacting. So kudos to you and your team for what you're doing through the foundation, but also to you individually and to Grace as parents taking that moment to really transform our communities and shape the future of leaders and making sure that our world is going to be in good hands.
Well, we're all doing it together, right? Yeah, we're all doing it together. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.